Okay, hello students. In today class, we will study about instruction hazard. Okay. So instruction hazards basically uh, occurred by by a cache miss. In case of cache miss, I have told you in previous lecture about instruction hazard. Here, okay, it is otherwise called as control hazard. So instruction hazard means the pipeline may also be stalled because of a delay in the availability of an instruction. Okay, so when an instruction is not available in the cache memory, then it may take some more time to fetch the appropriate instruction from main memory. Okay, so that is the case of cache miss. So a branch instruction may also cause the pipeline to stall. One is cache miss and another one is your cache miss concept. Okay. And another one is a branch instruction. A branch instruction. Okay. So what happened? The effect of a branch instruction and the techniques that can be used for mitigating their impact are discussed with conditional branches and unconditional branches. So there are basically two types. One is unconditional branches and conditional branches. Okay, so let's see about unconditional branches first. Okay, so here, so basically unconditional branches means a sequence of instructions. Let's take an example that a sequence of instruction being executed in a two-stage pipeline. Here in a two-stage pipeline, okay. So instruction I1 to I3 are stored at successive memory addresses. Okay, and I2 is the branch instruction. As I have written here, I2 is our branch instruction. Okay, let the branch target be instruction IK. Okay, we're previously seen when we are studying about conditional branches. At that point of time, we know that when one instruction is a branch instruction, then its target may not be the uh, immediate instruction. It may points to some other instructions in a program. Okay. So here IK, let if I2 branch is a condition, then branching is going to this. Okay, so in clock cycle 3, okay, in clock cycle 3, the fetch operation for instruction I3, okay, in progress, and at the same time the branch instruction is being decoded, and the target address is computed. Okay, let me explain it again, that when I3 is phased, that is in the third clock cycle, I3 is already phased. Okay, but in that clock cycle I2 is in the execution stage. Okay. So when it will executed, then after the execution what it will do, it will points to the IK instruction, not the I3 instruction. Okay, but I3 instruction is already phased because the phase unit not able to know that that I2 branch instruction will link with the IK. Okay, because PC is already incremented by 4, then if it is automatically incremented by 4, then what will happen? It will automatically fetch the I3 instruction as it is the next instruction. But when we are executing a branch instruction, so maybe the branch instructions next instruction may not be the immediate next instruction. Okay, maybe other. Okay, so what it will do, which has been incorrectly fetched, then it is incorrectly fetched. Okay, but we need to fetch IK. Okay, but we are already fetched I3, then what will happen? Okay, so what it will do, so in the clock cycle 4, in this it will do that it will discard the execution of I3, okay, which has been incorrectly fetched, and fetch the instruction IK. Okay. So in the meantime, the hardware unit is responsible for the execution step. Okay, it must be told to do nothing during that clock period. Okay. Thus the pipeline is stalled for one clock cycle. Okay, as it could not be executed because after the I2 instruction, IK is need to be executed, but we are wrongly fetched this I3 instruction. Okay, so then what it will do, the processor will discard this I3 instruction, but as in the 4th clock cycle it is in the execution stage and it is discarded in the 4th clock cycle, and also at the same time we could not able to execute the IK as it is not fetched, it is fetched in the 4th clock cycle. Okay, so this clock cycle will be stalled, we will be keep idle, no work, I3 execution halted, discarded, and IK execution could not be done as it is fetched in the 4th clock cycle. Okay, so the time lost as a result of a branch instruction is often referred to as the branch penalty. Let me write it. So the time lost, that is here the time lost is your 1 clock cycle, so the branch penalty is your 1 clock cycle. But when we will increase the pipeline stage, then branch penalty may be different. Okay, may be longer. Okay, that means in this figure the branch penalty is 1 clock cycle, but for a longer pipeline the branch penalty may be higher. Okay, so let's see it in a 4-stage pipeline, how many branch penalty will occur. Here it is a branch address computed in execution stage. Okay, that means the branch address basically computed in the execution stage, not in fetch stage. Okay, if we can able to compute that in the fetch stage, then I3 will not be fetched in the next, wrongly could not be fetched, but you will compute it in execution stage, so it is wrongly fetched and the execution halted. Okay, so let's see in a 4th. Okay, this one. Okay, so the branch address is computed in step E2. Okay, and the instruction I3 and I4 must be discarded. Okay, computed in this. Okay, so I3 is wrongly fetched and also decoded in the 5th clock cycle. Okay, and also I4 is fetched and decoded, but it could not be executed. Okay, because this because this when it will be executed, then it will automatically points to the ik. Okay, the processor will automatically fetch this ik. It is busy in the execution of this ik instruction, so it has to discard this i3 and i4 processes for all stages. Okay, so ik is fetched in clock cycle 5. Okay, so ik is fetched in the clock cycle 5, then it is decoded, then clock cycle in the clock cycle 5 this i4 also discarded. So then branch, here the branch penalty is our 2 clock cycle. Here branch penalty is a true 2 clock cycles. Okay, in the previous example that is 1 clock cycle. Okay, so reducing the branch penalty requires the branch address to be computed earlier in the pipeline. Okay, if we can compute it in the earlier stages, then we can easily reduce the branch penalty. So the instruction fetch unit has decided it must be dedicated, it must have a dedicated hardware to identify a branch instruction and compute the branch target address as quickly as possible after an instruction is fetched. Okay, so we have to design a hardware unit like that. It when this i2 instruction will be fetched, then it automatically computes that what will be the next instruction to be fetched, so that i3 and i4 will be completely stalled and the cycles will not be wasted. Okay, then ik will be fetched in the third clock cycle. Okay, so then you can easily reduce the branch penalty. Okay, so with the additional hardware you can compute the branch target address as quickly as possible. Okay, so if we'll what we'll do, if we'll let's see another example here so that you will better understand it. So branch address computed in decode stage. Let's we computed the branch address in decode stage. Then what it will do? If the branch address is in decode stage, then only i3 decode is halted or discarded. Then ik can be fetched in the fourth clock cycle, because next instruction to be fetched is your ik, not i4. Then the i4, this 1 clock cycle will be reduced from branch penalty. So if we can compute the target address in the decode stage, then it will reduce to what, 1. So here branch penalty is 1 clock cycle. Okay, so in this way you can reduce. And other is possible that either a cache miss or a branch instruction stalls the pipeline for 1 or more clock cycle. To reduce the effect of these instructions, many processors employ a sophisticated fetch units. Let me write it. To reduce the branch penalty, what will do, many processors employ sophisticated unit. Okay, basically sophisticated phased unit, sorry, sophisticated phased unit that can fetch that can fetch instructions before they are needed and put them in a queue. Okay, so before the fetch stage comes, a unit is implemented in a processor which fetched before the fetch unit and stores the instructions in a queue. Okay, so a separate unit which called as the dispatch unit. Okay, so there is a, what it will be called, it is your dispatch unit. What it will do, it takes instruction from the from the front of queue and to the execution unit. So it relates to the organization that is shown in the previous figure, that dispatch unit also performs the decode operation. To be effective, and the fetch unit must have sufficient decoding and processing capability to recognize and execute the branch instruction. Okay, so that you can easily, so in between the fetch unit and dispatch unit, let it is your fetch unit and this is your dispatch or decode unit. Okay, so there is a queue like this. Okay, it is your instruction queue. Okay, which stores the instructions by fetching before the fetching time will come, and then this dispatch unit. Okay, so this is all about instruction hazards and the unconditional branch, how instruction hazard occurs due to an unconditional branch occurrence. Okay, and these are the diagrams here. If we'll increase the pipeline stages, then branch penalty will increase, but if we want to reduce the branch penalty, okay, or the time loss due to, or the clock cycles loss due to the branch instruction, it can be reduced by computing the branch address in decode stage. Okay, so this is all about instruction hazards. Thank you.